Welcome, Wanderer, to Voidhammer Podcasts. The lanterns are lit, the Codex is open, and the truth of the realms awaits. Episode 8, The Birth of the Nine Realms. In the beginning, there was only the Void's perfect stillness. But when the first spark ignited and the Codex began to write, the Void felt something it had never known before. Fear. Fear of change. Fear of time. Fear of consequence. The Void had existed in eternal equilibrium, and now that balance was shattered, so it reached for the one thing that could restore control. The hammer. But the Void had never created anything before, had it? Never. The Void knew only dreaming, only stillness. It had no understanding of force, of form, of creation itself. When it grasped the hammer, it was like a being of pure thought trying to wield a tool of manifestation. And that first strike
was catastrophic. Instead of forging one unified world as the Codex had envisioned, the blow shattered reality itself. The force was so immense, so uncontrolled, that existence fractured into 9 separate fragments.
9 realms, each carrying a different echo of the first spark.
Precisely. Like a prism breaking light into its component colors, the shattering broke the first spark into 9 distinct essences. Each realm became a living embodiment of one aspect of creation.
Tell me about these realms. What did each one become?
Lightforge emerged first, the realm of radiance and ancient lore. It carried the echo of truth, of order, of the first light that had challenged the Void's darkness.
The foundation of what would become the Concord.
Indeed. Then came Shadowdeep, the realm of secrets and knives, born from the spaces between light. Where Lightforge sought order, Shadowdeep embraced the hidden truths that dwell in darkness.
And Stormreach?
The realm of thunder and sky citadels, carrying the echo of momentum and change. Stormreach became the embodiment of movement itself, lightning that refuses to be still.
I can almost see those floating citadels chained to lightning.
Frostgrave followed, the realm of eternal winter and sleeping titans. It held the echo of time itself, of memory frozen in ice, of prophecies that see across the ages.
The prophetic realm.
Yes. Then Stonehold, the realm of mountains and forges, embodying endurance and the weight of creation. Where others sought to soar or flow, Stonehold chose to endure.
And Flameborne, the realm of fire and rebellion.
Ah, Flameborne, born from the echo of defiance itself. Where the first spark had rebelled against the Void's stillness, Flameborne carried that spirit of eternal resistance. They would never bow, never yield.
Fire remembers, as they say.
Spiritveil emerged as the realm of memory and ghostlight, the keeper of echoes, the bridge between what was and what might be. Through their lantern paths, they could walk between memories themselves.
That leaves Metalcrown.
The realm of steel and tyranny. Metalcrown carried the echo of force without wisdom, power that sought to reshape creation through machinery rather than understanding. They would become the architects of the Iron Dominion.
8 realms, but you mentioned 9.
The 9th was different. The unstable shard, a realm that carried too much of the first spark's raw possibility. It was creation unbound, potential without form.
And it couldn't hold together.
It collapsed almost immediately. The unstable shard was too close to the original spark, too volatile to maintain coherent existence. But in its dying moments, something impossible happened.
The birth of the Eternal Voyager.
From the collapsing shard emerged a being that should not exist. Someone born outside the Codex's script, carrying the essence of a realm that never was. The Voyager became existence's greatest anomaly.
A fracture the universe couldn't contain.
Precisely. The Codex, which could write the futures of all things, found itself unable to predict or control this one being. He was truly unwritten, a spark of pure possibility in a universe of predetermined paths.
But the Archivist witnessed all of this, didn't he?
The Archivist stood at the moment of shattering and watched reality break apart. He saw the Void's desperate strike, the birth of the realms, the collapse of the unstable shard, and the emergence of the Voyager.
The first witness to the universe's greatest mistake.
Or its greatest hope. You see, the shattering wasn't truly destruction, it was creation through catastrophic failure. The Void's inability to understand the hammer created something far more complex than any single world could have been.
9 different expressions of the first spark.
Each realm became a laboratory of possibility. Lightforge explored truth and order. Stormreach mastered momentum and change. Frostgrave delved into time and prophecy. Each found its own path to understanding creation.
But they were also isolated from each other.
Initially, yes. The Shattering had scattered them across the void like islands of light in an ocean of darkness. But the realms were not meant to remain separate forever.
The realm bridges.
During the Ascension era, the realms learned to forge connections, bridges of light and energy that allowed travel between worlds. This was when the Aether Guard was born, when unity seemed possible.
Until the prophecy of the Twinspark child.
But that is a tale for another transmission. What matters now is understanding that the birth of the Nine Realms was both ending and beginning, the death of the void's perfect stillness and the birth of infinite possibility.
And somewhere in that chaos, the seeds of both salvation and destruction were planted.
The Eternal Voyager would become the key to everything, the one being who could walk between realms without being bound by any of them. His very existence was proof that the universe could still surprise itself.
A spark that refused to be written.
And in that refusal lay both hope and terror. For if one being could exist outside the Codex's script, what else might be possible? What other fractures might emerge?
The Void must have sensed this threat.
The Void felt the Voyager's existence like a thorn in its consciousness, a reminder that its perfect control had been shattered. This would drive everything that followed, the Void's growing hunger, its eventual awakening, its need to consume what it could not control.
So the birth of the Nine Realms was really the beginning of a cosmic war.
Between creation and void, between possibility and control, between the written and the unwritten. The Shattering set in motion every conflict that would follow, the rise of the Aether Guard, the fall of the realms, the consumption, and ultimately...
the reforging.
When the Voyager would finally claim the hammer, not as the Void had, through desperation and ignorance, but through understanding, through memory, through the wisdom earned in the crucible of loss.
The Nine Realms were never meant to remain separate.
They were fragments waiting to be made whole again, but not as they were before the Shattering, as something new, something stronger, something that could stand against the Void's hunger forever.
And it all began with the Void's first and greatest mistake.
The moment it tried to wield a tool it did not understand, to control a force it had never comprehended. In seeking to restore its perfect stillness, the Void instead created the very chaos that would ultimately defeat it.
The birth of the Nine Realms, the universe's first act of accidental creation.
And from that accident came everything. The Aether Guard's unity, the realm's diversity, the Voyager's impossible existence, and the hope that even the greatest Shattering can become the foundation for something greater.
Until the next transmission, Wanderer, keep your spark close. The Void is listening. And remember, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and support us on Patreon at Voidhammer Official. The saga continues, and every spark matters.